real treat this was, being able to play one of these games that was always on my list of games of must-play games in the future for myself. And I finally got to play it in glorious HD, Jeff, and that game would be ICO. And that's just the title, right? Just ICO. It's not ICO the Colossus or anything like that. Shadow of ICO.
Is it ICO or ICO?
I'm just going to say ICO.
Okay, I'm going to say ICO to be contrary.
It's just fuck with me. Okay, that's
yeah.
And I'm going to say ICO.
So Nick, did you play either one of these games?
No, I had never played Eco, but I was a massive fan of Shadow of the Colossus. I think, and like this would be in my top 10 best games of all time. I mean, like I'm really jealous of the fact that you guys got to play it on the HD because I was so bummed out when it was released earlier in America before.
Don't be too jealous, Nick. Don't be too jealous because I have a story about this little Shadow game of mine that I tried to play, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Eco, like what you were saying with Shadow of the Colossus, Nick, Eco is on a lot of people's list of best games ever made. And not just game enthusiasts or game magazines or websites. We're talking about celebrities who even say that this is one of the best games I have ever experienced. And for some reason, the game just wasn't a big hit. Jeff is about to be contrary again.
Well, which I'm just curious, which celebrities have said this?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really?
You gonna argue with him?
No. I'm just curious. I've never heard it. I mean, I know that gamers all love ICO, or ICO or whatever.
Or as Schwarzenegger would say, Echo, but you know, ICO, no, Echo, no.
You just need to get to the chopper. No,
I don't know, man. I read some shit. No, actually, one of the guys from Radiohead said that he played this game and loves this game. So
wait, is it specifically Eco or Shadow of the Colossus?
Eco. Eco.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of people like this game. Just don't argue with shit. All right, why you just being contrary, man?
No, I'm not.
Come on, man.
I just want to know who.
I told you who.
God damn it.
Barack Obama said he loved it. You gonna argue with him?
I personally can't get into ICO.
You can't?
I've tried, and even with this HD collection, I tried. But you know what? That dumb white bitch just pisses me off so much.
Oh, see, okay, for people haven't experienced either Shadow of the Colossus or Eco, it is now together in I guess what do you call those things, remastered like they do with music, a digitally remastered combo pack where you can get both games for I believe around $40.
It's $40, yeah. $39.99.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's two games. So if you're like Nick and you love Shadow of the Colossus, then, or if you're like Jeff who doesn't like Eco but loves Shadow of the Colossus, you could play that. Or if you're somebody like me who hasn't played Eco, either one of these games, and have heard about it, been curious, and said I have to play this one day, now's the perfect time to do it. And we're going to try to review, and not going to take a whole lot of time because these games have been out for a while and everybody's played them. We're just going to talk about it from our first time experiences, how the games were for us. And for me, I'm a huge fan of Shadow of the Colossus. Love the game. It is one of those games when Roger Ebert said games were not art. I actually went to go see Roger Ebert, and I had a copy of Shadow of the Colossus in my hand. I slapped the shit out of him with it and said, "This is art, bitch, right here."
You don't beat the shit out of a handicapped person, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You do when they criticize the game, when they criticize the whole industry saying games aren't art, you need to get slapped. I don't care who you are. You know, I'm sorry. You know, he's too smart to have said something like that. And so this is one of the games that both these games have been the one of the prime arguments for games as art. And I haven't played Eco before, so it was really special for me to come in and play this game that was by the same team, Team Eco, released by Sony. And you can see, but it was also cool for me because these games have been considered to be in the same universe. They're not exactly with the same characters. You don't run into the same creatures, but the land looks the same, the architecture looks the same, and there's some underlying themes that are the same. Now, go ahead.
There's a potential connection at the end of Shadow of the Colossus to Eco.
There is, but but they never.
It's kind of nebulous. Yeah, it's the whole universe is really vague. I mean, nobody speaks at all. They're all talk jibba jabba the whole time, and with subtitles, and it's all very just like, oh, it's like living in a fucking fairy forest
or an anime movie. I thought they were talking French, which is again is jibba jabba to me. But there were some times where characters would call out the character like "fuck quoi," You know,
Yeah, but that I kind of like that because if they had like a Californian surfer accent, that would piss me the fuck off. It's like,
yeah. Hey,
You think that's the one that they go with in the voice casting? It's like, all right, you British people, get out of here, dude, get back in here. I have a game for you.
yeah, you can see like a little guy approaching a Colossus, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna take you down, man." It's like, yeah, that doesn't work.
I'm gonna take you down, man, to Chinatown, okay?
But I love that they are vague with this. In fact, Shadow of the Colossus, which came out years after ICO, could be considered, if you want to get right deep with it, prequel to ICO to figure out how you have to play the games. But both these games have different play mechanics, although they are on a puzzle type theme. Now, ICO, the game that I played, you start out as a little horned boy who's being taken to a castle by these masked man in a boat. And it's kind of scary because they're taking this little boy to this castle, and they take him into this chamber. They lock him in to this armor, and they just walk away. The boy is obviously going to be sacrificed. Somehow, miraculously, his armor tips over. He comes out of it and realizes that this castle that he is in is huge. It's immense. It's like a maze. And as he begins to wander around, he finds a girl, a ghostly little girl, probably a little bit older than him because she's taller and she's starting to form breasts, but she's trapped in a cage.
You should leave her there.
Well,
keep going.
Well, this castle is so big and maze like that. Not only does he feel sorry for the girl and sees that she needs his help, but that might also be his own secret to getting out of this castle. And he saves her, and he realizes that she has magic powers that are able to open doors to certain parts of the structure. However, she's dumb as shit.
However, she is also completely retarded, and
Yeah.
you have to. Eco is the world's longest escort mission, where you're just constantly like, no, stop it, just. Oh,
Yeah,
God
yeah. She
damn
can
it.
she can do certain things like climb ladders, hop onto ledges that aren't very high. Sometimes with your help, but she can't. I mean, she can jump over chasms that are probably not very far apart. But there's just certain things that she can't do. She can't climb ropes. She can't climb chains. And these are all things that you have to do to get to the next level in order to find the door out of the way, out of certain rooms and structures that you find yourself in. Yeah, it's one big escort puzzle mission. And this girl, I just, you have to, I like it. I mean, if that's the purpose of the game beforehand, like I don't like games that are escort missions myself, that are escort mission elements in them. But if you tell me that that's what the whole game is formed on, then that's fine. And she's not that dumb. I mean, the characters in Dead Rising are a lot more frustrating and dumb than this girl. This girl's supposed to be sort of, I guess, it's sort of in a dreamlike state, which adds to the challenges of the puzzle missions in the game. And what I tell you, the thing that creeped me out about it is like you have to hold her hand through the game, which I kind of thought was cute at first. But then there are times when you're running and you just jerk that chick like, "Come on, bitch!" And, just like you just rescued like a heroin addict prostitute from a pimp or something. You just jerking her ass around everywhere you go, and I kind of felt like an abusive boyfriend doing that. Come on, goddammit! And she's just kind of just
Get in the car. We're going home.
yeah, come on, shut up. And that was kind of funny, man, doing that. But I mean, the game itself is so well structured. I mean, it's not, if you just stop and look at your surroundings and you think about them carefully, the game can stump you for a little bit, but for the most part, it's not all that hard. It's nothing that you can't get through after thinking about it for a little while. There was maybe one spot where I spent like an hour or so trying to figure out what the hell do I do here. And I like that. The game doesn't tell you what to do. It kind of just leaves you to you have to be intuitive, figure out how all these elements work together and figure out how to combine them. And that's great. It also has like a really eerie feel of isolation to it. I mean, there are these creatures that are after this girl, these shadow creatures, and if you'll get to certain spots where it trigger these creatures to come up and take her, or if you leave her alone for too long, they'll pop up, and they'll fly away with her and take her down to this dark lava. I mean, this what do you call it? A tar-looking pit, and you have to pull her out of it before they pull her too far into it. If they pull her into it, then you turn the stone, the game is over, and you have to start that level over again. If you fall off a ledge, if you
This is what you're describing. This, it just sounds like some guy was just making up arbitrary rules to a video game.
Yeah,
and there's ghosts, and then you turn into a rock, and yeah.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, because that's how these games are, man. These games operate by their own rules. This world operates by its own rules, and as crazy as it sounds, you describe it, it all makes sense within that universe. And and like I said, both these games, Shadow of the Colossus and ICO, they have you spend a lot of time isolated, alone. You spend a lot of time in places that seem like they overpower you. They're like the environments. They're larger than life. They're bigger than you, and it's kind of an overwhelming, scary feeling sometimes. But at the same time,